Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Today's plant-based character is ye. Ye. Okay. In simplified Chinese, we see a mouse symbol, a box is a mouse symbol, and number 10. This cross is Chinese number 10, came from the roping terminology, technology. So it doesn't make sense. Like a mouse and number 10, why it is leaf? It doesn't add up to it. So when we see the traditional form, which is way more complicated, but it gives more clue as to where it came from, its origins, its like physical, in the physical world, what that means. So first off, the leaf symbol got this plant symbol on the top. So this sun-facing blade of plant growing up, and there are two of them, means multitudes, cluster of them. So that's our generic plant symbol. And then at the bottom actually is a tree symbol because it got this root thing going. And this thing could mean the branches going upwards. So it's a visualization of the root part and the branch part of the tree. Now, this complicated thing, if you look at this is really complicated. The original form, it came from this. So it looks like 3 vertical lines with this cross or intersect tiny little bit on each of them, and 3 of them. So it has this Chinese thing about a generation. So this is pronounced as a shi. Chinese concept of generation is made of 30 years. Hard to imagine, right? Because would that be the lifespan in ancient times? Because I know ancient times, the people, when you regard it as maturity was earlier than today's age, which is kind of post-college. But in ancient times, probably 15, kind of a teenager, would be regarded as mature enough, at least as a labor. You can work in the farm field by that age. So definitely it's not a reproductive age marker. 30 year. If it's a lifespan, it will be pretty short. So in any case, this triple 10, 10, 10 means 30 years. So this end up with just 110. Okay, 30 years of them means 1 generation. And so we have this 10, 10, 10 on top of this tree structure. And you may wonder, like, why 30 years is related to anything? Okay, I think this is one case of the convergence of the expression. So if you trace further back, it's really literally drawing leaves at the very edge of branches to show to you we're actually talking about the leaves here, because this is the whole structure where your eyes are going to fall on the whole structure of this plant thing. This 3 leaves probably is the thing that the language creator wants to stand out, but it has to provide the context, right? So sometimes it's hard to express exactly what you're talking about because it's giving you the full picture of what a plant will look like. And things are existing in relative terms. So it's almost like a system of icons to express different parts of the tree, right? We talked about root earlier, and now we're talking about the leaves. So the leaves creation here, just visually showing you, I guess the size of the icons on here kind of shows the emphasis. That's where you should focus on, in spite of it's drawn out the root part of it as well, but the leaves are what we're talking about here. So eventually this 3 leaves means multitudes of leaves, doesn't mean 3. Okay, were abstracted into this 30 form because this generation, this 30 years, as a generation concept happened to look similar in this 3 leaves thing. So eventually this used as a placeholder for that. I guess, because it's similar looking. And eventually we lost track of that. And then that becomes the generations sitting on top of that. But if you look at it in the whole context of this tree thing, we have the plant symbol on the top, we have the tree, the root of the branches, and then these, you can kind of figure out that these means the tip of the plant, which is especially this intersection, because when we have horizontal lines, that doesn't occur in nature. That's abstract thing. It's like a pointer, like an arrow pointing. So it's like a pointing toward the intersect with the tip of the branches, and that you can deduce, okay, that means the leaf part of that. That's where our attention is meant to join to. And eventually this will become this complicated way to express what leaf is about. And now the contemporary ones just got simplified into this number 10 plus a mouse symbol. I have no clue where that mouse symbol comes from. So that leaf, in Chinese expressions, 叶落归根, which I talked about yesterday when we talk about root. So the leaf and the root is, in Chinese concept, almost symbolize your ancestor is the root, and you as the offspring of your ancestor are considered the leaves. So when you fall, you're going to return to your root. You're going to fall to the ground close to the root. So this cycle, life cycle of you're growing from the same root, you know, share the same family name, and then you're going to die, pass away, buried in the same ground, something like that. You stay connected to your root. 一叶扁舟 is another way of Chinese comparison of boat to a leaf. So when we view things, a boat floating on water, we can almost compare it. If we scale the boat down, we can almost compare it to a leaf floating on top of water. So this different scale of things, but their similarity is they're kind of flat and light. Therefore, they can be waterborne, not airborne. Like they can be carried by water. That's because their structure of this flat but light structure. And Chinese use the leaf to compare to boat. 叶扁舟. Okay, so there you go. That's leaf. Monstra. Okay, this is a monstra leaf. When I search leaf as a representation of leaf, I all of a sudden realize that there are so many different leaves in the world, different shapes of leaves from different plants. So when I want to express the concept of leaf as an abstract term, like a generic term, which leaf do I choose? I have a hard time choosing the leaf representation. And I'm happy to end up with this monster leaf because it's it got its distinctive features. And it's not one giant piece of solid piece. It got so many valleys, if you want to say that, these tracks on the leaves, almost like carved out by something, and it's not regular shape. Each leaf would look different, and it has this overall outline of things, and then carving like that. I just think this is a great representation of leaf, of how leaves in nature could look. It's not just one big flat piece, and I doubt this monster leaf would float on water. So there you go, leaf. Thank you for your time. See you another day.